10 Isekai anime and manga where the protagonist is overpowered but conceals it. Isekai protagonists often have special abilities, but it's their choice whether to flaunt or conceal them. Overpowered protagonists can shift the power balance of their worlds, but some prefer to keep a low profile. These characters have unique powers and skills, but they choose when and how to display them. Isekai anime protagonists are more often than not sent to other worlds with special abilities that make them stand out. How they choose to use these abilities, however, is up to them. Some would rather flaunt their abilities to show off and make a statement early on, others may choose to hide the full extent of their powers for whatever reason. Overpowered protagonists usually fall within these two categories, with strength so great that they are able to shift the power balance of the world just by existing. The impact of revealing their powers poses great relevance, and since some dislike the spotlight and unwanted attention, they prefer to conceal their abilities. 10. My instant death ability is so overpowered, no one in this other world stands a chance against me. Yogiri Taketo is one of the most overpowered characters in all of anime. With his ability to cause instant death on a whim, there is a great cause to be feared by any who encounter him. His power also works in convenient ways, as both his thoughts and words are able to kill should he feel like it. He can also kill objects and concepts, rendering them useless when they are used against him. There is further flexibility in his ability in that he can kill specific parts of different objects or beings. Even with a power so strong, he prefers not to get involved with things that don't involve his friends and would rather sleep and keep a low profile if he is not threatened. 9. The world's finest assassin gets reincarnated in another world as an aristocrat. This is an isekai about a skilled assassin who was reincarnated into a land of fantasy and magic after being betrayed and killed in his original world. Lutuathade is the protagonist of the series and was referred to as the world's greatest assassin on his Earth. Even after being reincarnated, he is placed in a family of assassins and finds that his old talents are especially of use. His skills were so great they were recognized by the goddess responsible for his reincarnation. He possesses a vast range of abilities and can adapt to a wide number of situations as a result of his background. Furthermore, he chooses how to display his abilities carefully due to the nature of his profession. 8. Saga of Tanya the Evil. Set in a world that mirrors the events of World War I, Saga of Tanya the Evil tells the story of a soldier drafted into the army at a very young age due to her impressive magical aptitude. In her new world, she aims to rise up the ranks quickly with special abilities granted to her by the being responsible for her reincarnation. The powers given to her arguably make her the strongest character in the series. However, she simply wishes to attain a high enough position quickly and retire to safety. Due to this, she avoids actions that make her seem indispensable, but at the same time, shows qualities that put her in contention for promotion. 7. Skeleton Knight in Another World. Falling asleep at your desk and waking up in the game you've recently been playing has become something of a recurring phenomenon in game-centered isekais. This is also the case for Ark, the protagonist of Skeleton Knight in Another World. He was an avid gamer and, after being reincarnated, is placed in the body of his overpowered in-game character. In the game world, Ark is more than powerful enough to be recognized as one of the strongest and stand on top of the world. However, he chooses to live a more humble life and take his adventure one event at a time, ultimately helping him keep a lower profile. 6. Let's buy the land and cultivate it in a different world. This manga tells the exciting story of a corporate worker summoned to another world for the sake of battle. However, after being evaluated and found to possess no abilities of note, he is granted a plot of land to be used for sustenance. Unknown to those who summoned him, he possesses a useful skill called Supreme Wielder, giving him supernatural proficiency in performing different tasks with different tools. Though he has no apparent combat abilities, his power aids him in befriending powerful allies and living a comfortable life. He actively hides these powers from those who summoned him and is determined to live out the rest of his new life away from the battlefield. 5. Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life? Young Adele von Ascom is a girl who was reborn into a noble family with considerable power. This was not her intent, as she wished to be bestowed with average powers at the point of her reincarnation. However, this request was not honored properly, as the strongest possible and weakest possible being in her new world were taken into account, making her multiple times stronger than the average human being. As she feared, this initially makes it difficult for her to live and fit in, so she makes her way to a faraway kingdom under a different name. Here, she tries as much as possible to conceal her powers and live a normal life. 4. The Death Mage Who Doesn't Want a Fourth Time. This is a story about tragedy and reincarnation, with the main protagonist Hiroto a casualty of many unfortunate events. After dying in his first life, he was reincarnated but was the subject of brutal torture and eventually killed by others reincarnated with him. He was tortured for the sake of researching death magic, which was, interestingly, what would be his main source of power in his next life. Born into his third life as a dark elf vampire with immense magic power and vast knowledge of death magic, Hiroto resolved to make the most of it. He conceals his unethical yet powerful death magic from others and makes many companions along the way. 3. The Devil is a Part-Timer. The Devil is a Part-Timer is a reverse Isekai that paints the uncanny picture of a demon lord working at a local fast food chain. Before becoming a diligent McDonald's worker, Sadao Au was a powerful being known as Demon Lord Satan, who embarked on a conquest to rule the land of Ente Isla. He was stopped, however, by the hero Emilia and retreated to Earth, only to find himself in the position he is now. Though it may seem like a drastic fall from grace, the defeated Demon Lord seems very much at home in his new life and occupation. He is also not as weak as he makes himself out to be, as he is still an extremely powerful being should he choose to exert the effort. 2. Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation. Jobless Reincarnation is a popular isekai with an overpowered yet controversial protagonist. Originally a 34-year-old shut-in and neat, Rugius Grey Rat is born into a new family in a new world filled with magic and fantastical creatures. Though he may sometimes display morally reprehensible behavior, his magical talents are no joke, as he quickly achieves ranks that experienced magicians took several years to reach. This growth is aided by his developed young mind and the decision to start magic training early. He also chooses to use his magic carefully so as not to attract unwanted attention or cause unrepairable damage. 1. The Eminence and Shadow. The Eminence and Shadow has one of the most intentional characters when it comes to concealing his abilities. Even in his past life, Sid Kagenu had a heavy obsession with operating from the shadows. He was particularly interested in a life where he could orchestrate significant events despite remaining relatively unknown. After his rebirth into a world of magic, Sid saw an even bigger chance to create this persona. He improved his skills as a child and, unknown to many, became an extremely powerful individual. With these powers, he also leads a group of loyal followers who aid him in his ambitions.
Hello. Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for future content, comment and let me know. I know many are not comfortable with AI art, but I am saving to gather supplies to delve into other art styles. It will take time, but I am hoping to get into resin, woodworking, and metalworking. All I ask, please enjoy my videos.